But this is crazy, bro. Like, how did you guys survive the day?
Hey, this is Ken here. Welcome to my channel. It's time to react to the reactor about Gen X.
Gen X phase. The title is dangerous, so we're gonna be seeing what kind of dangers they was facing that we probably didn't have to face. So yeah, before we do jump in this, I appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. I also do have a Patreon if you guys do want to help support further. Link is in description. Yeah, let's jump into this and check this out.
If you grew up as Generation X, then it's probably a miracle you even survived. At least that's what the modern world tells us.
Okay.
Many of the things that were normal back then are now taboo.
Right.
In this video, we will have a look back and wonder how Gen X kids even survived.
Yo, okay, so is directly aimed at like Gen X kids then? So when you was a kid during this time. Listen, if you're Gen X, you're gonna have to tell me, is this true? And just tell me, like, how did you survive the things that's gonna come up?
Television wasn't everything, but it was still pretty important.
Right.
If you were a kid in the 70s, then you probably did not even have cable.
Black and white?
Most people relied on a television antenna, which was usually rabbit ears and tinfoil. However, there were some households that used an antenna that was mounted on top of the roof.
Did you say roof? On top of the roof? We actually still have some of these on UK homes.
As do we here in the United States. We still have an antenna on the roof, especially for me. I am a cord cutter. I stream a lot of stuff, but for local channels, I still use the antenna. So, but back in the day, we did have to throw foil on and sometimes hang onto the antenna to get a slightly better reception.
Every so often, this antenna would need to be adjusted thanks to some wind or weather.
Yo, true.
This became a family affair. Dad, of course, was in charge of the picture, so he was right in front of the television. One of the kids would be up on top of the roof and ready to receive instructions from the relay of the rest of the family spread out from Dad.
Wait,
Not so much.
You just said kid? Wait, is that true? So Dad will be in front of the TV trying to get the picture, and you send the kid on the roof to fix it?
Maybe some dads.
Yo,
not all of them.
No one ever thought anything about kids being on the roof and then falling off. Most kids got up there anyways just to get a better view of the neighborhood or the stars.
True.
Okay.
True. As kids, we definitely went up on the roof just to check things out, take a look around and see what's going on. And sometimes, you know, if it was a one-story house, I remember as a kid, it was a one-story house. When it would snow, we'd climb up on the roof and jump off into the bush because there was a lot of snow to pad. So, yeah, you do the crazy things like that when you're younger.
Many newer roofs are much more steep, and that might be considered child abuse to send your kid up there. I guess it's a good thing that people don't have to deal with antennas on the roof. Summers as a kid were always fun.
Yo, is that true? I need to know, if you're Gen X, did you ever go to the roof and fix the antenna? And yo, that's crazy, bro. I can't imagine being sent up there, man. That's actually crazy.
On the roof. Summers as a kid were always fun, and why wouldn't it be?
Okay.
You were out of school, and that meant you could spend more time with your friends.
You actually went
But
outside?
with all that running around outside, you were bound to get thirsty.
Right.
There's nothing quicker and more refreshing than a sip from the garden hose. Of course, you had to let it run a while before it got cool enough to drink, but it certainly had a distinctive taste.
Wait, no. What's going on? Wait, is this true?
Yes, it's quite true. And I still, in fact, do it today. When it was hot outside, you turn the hose on, let it run through until it's cold, and then you drink straight from it. Heck, the dogs and me do. Humans do. We still do it to this day. And to me, I don't really understand why people think that this is such an unusual thing to happen. I mean, that's 2024, and we still do it. Oh, well.
You get Generation X kids were drinking from the garden hose? Is that true? What?
When is the last time that you've seen a kid do this? It's supposed to be unhealthy, yet here we are. But occasionally, I still take a sip from the garden hose.
Bro, what?
The garden hose was also connected to a couple other activities that parents today may consider them to be too dangerous.
Okay, like what?
The first one was the slip and slide.
Sounds good.
The older editions of the
was a
slip
lot
and
of
slide
fun.
were a little
Lot
bit
of
more
fun.
dangerous, and some kids broke bones or chipped teeth on these, but just about everyone slid off the end or over the side and got a grass or rock burn.
What?
Believe it or not,
Absolutely.
they still sell these, but they are a little bit safer.
Oh, is this the slip and slide? Oh, I bet that was hella fun. You know what? I bet you lot had so much fun growing up. Like, yeah, you might have got a few knocks, a few broken bones, maybe a sore tummy with the garden hose, but it seems like you're having a great time.
This next item, however, I'm not so
True.
sure about. As kids, we all enjoyed playing in the water sprinkler, but some
that?
of these sprinklers
Oh,
could be
yeah.
pretty rough. This one in particular was really dangerous. It had a solid steel base that could certainly hurt if you stubbed a toe on it or fell on it, but that wasn't the dangerous part. When the water ran through the sprinkler, it would move the metal fan blade at the top. At that point, it was like a little
I remember those sprinklers. However, I never had to deal with the pain of sliding into it or stepping on those. So I was fortunate in that aspect. But however, I do remember
saw
them.
blade that was spinning fast on top, and it
Yo.
could cut through little water-soaked toes and feet. Kids were fast learners, though. If they got cut once, they would be sure to clear it the next time.
Oh. Oh.
Kids in our day used to be outside a lot, and
Tetherball.
I love this game. I actually love this game where you get like a bat and you smack it around and it comes back to you. Yeah, I love that game. That game was so fun.
Fourth
loved
grade.
it. That worked out great.
Huh?
Kids in our day used to be outside a lot, and
Yo, end the sentence here, bro. Kids, Generation X kids used to be outside a lot. Boom, end it. Kids nowadays, bro, we just play video games, man.
we loved it. That worked out great because most of our parents really didn't want us inside the house anyways. As a
True.
result, kids spent a lot of time out in the sun, and sunblock.
Do you know what I actually miss? And I'm actually glad that like I experienced a little bit. So when I was a kid, right? I'm 27, so when I was a kid, I was kind of like in the between of like still going outside, but technology was like getting more and more popular, right? So we didn't really have phones, but phones were starting to be introduced. But there was a few years where I actually experienced like knocking on for your friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, these kids nowadays, they don't know what that is, bro. Knocking on for your friends and then being told by the mom, like, he's not in, he's sick. Yeah, I remember when my friends would be at my door and I'd be like, mom, tell him I'm ill, because I didn't want to go out. But yeah, that was, thinking back on it, that was so fun. That was actually so fun. Nowadays, you just like text and just see, but yeah, it was fun growing up. I was like in kind of like the middle of it, transforming to technology, being really popular. Because when I was like 15, that's when I stopped going outside completely. But Gen X, man, I bet you guys had a lot of fun growing up.
block? We had no idea what that was. Are you talking about a hat or a shade tree?
Where was that?
As a result, kids spent a lot of time out in the sun. And sunblock? We had no idea what that was.
Yo.
Are you talking about a hat or a shade tree? At most, we've...
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Now that I'm older, he said he was 27. I'm 52 and a little gray. But before it was gray, it was red. So I'm a ginger, burned all the time. So now you gotta go to the doctor and get your skin checked on your annuals. Make sure you don't have skin cancer.
may have depended on SPF 4, and that's only if we were super cautious. Everyone was exposed to the sun, and many of us would compare sunburns at the end of the day.
What?
When our skin started peeling, we would see who could peel off the biggest flake.
What?
Oh, look,
Yeah,
that one looks like
sometimes.
Texas. It also wasn't
Kinda
uncommon
gross,
to see
but
teen
yes.
girls and young women laying out and trying to get that golden beach tan. Quite often, they would
The little
speed up
Playboy
this
emblems
process
they
by
put on
using
their
either
skin.
coconut oil or tanning oil.
Wait, so you had coconut oil, tanning oil to like get more of a tan, but you didn't really have like sunblock?
Today, most kids
Nope.
get lathered up with
Not at all.
anything from 30
Right.
SPF to 100 SPF.
I get that protection.
Parents in those days certainly didn't have to watch us like the parents do today. They not only trusted us, but they also trusted our friends and the rest of the community.
Right.
Parents realized that we needed to do things on our own, and that was how we were going to learn. However, if they were watching and we happened to get hurt, there was no doubt that they were going to be laughing as long as it wasn't life-threatening.
Yo, nowadays they'll be super worried, bro.
Bikes were everything to a Gen X kid, and
Oh, yeah.
they provided us a
Lived on
freedom
my
that we
bike.
couldn't get from anything else.
Okay.
We could go on adventures that were hours away from home, and for the most part, our parents had no idea where we were at.
Yo.
We also used our bikes to jump some pretty shady ramps.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, bikes was the biggest part of my life. I remember riding my bike to the mall. Was probably at one point in time was about 10 miles away. No big deal. 10 miles there, 10 miles back. And make sure you come home before dark time, before it's dark.
We could do a lot with some plywood and bricks, and it was hours
Oh,
of
hell
entertainment.
yeah.
As
Crazy
we look
kids.
back on our childhoods and compare it to modern kids, it's hard to believe that we did all those bike adventures with no helmet or knee pads.
Mad.
This picture pretty well sums
Bro.
Suck being the kid on the end.
Okay. Okay.
Gotta be
Okay.
careful.
You did this? You did this? How
Oh,
many
yeah.
people in the comments have done this, bro? I highly doubt
Me.
this is popular. This
I've
is just
jumped,
crazy.
I've been the one
This is
jumped,
crazy.
and I've been the one on the
up
end.
the generation.
I was shot for the guy to be
This
the
kid is
closest.
jumping
but-
his bike off of a super tall ramp. Notice that he has no helmet, knee pads, or elbow pads.
This is
Just
crazy.
Pure fun adventure.
The man's in the back just watching this like, damn, these kids are mental, man.
If this Evil Knievel lands short, then the kid on the end is in trouble. Occasionally that did happen.
Yes.
As you look at the kids on the side, you can tell that they are worried about this because they've seen it happen themselves. But the best part about this photo is there's a dad sitting on the
Yeah.
front steps and he's smoking a cigarette while he's waiting to see who gets hurt first. For him, this is as good as any gong show on television. Back in those days, cigarette smoke was everywhere, and
Bro, that's too funny, man. Wait, this was actually a thing, bro? Like, that was actually a thing?
couldn't avoid secondhand smoke if you wanted to. In fact, most of us had at least one parent that smoked.
Right.
Parents would send their kids into convenience stores to purchase cigarettes while they waited out in the car.
Wait, the kid? Huh?
Most of us had at least one parent that smoked. Parents would send their kids into convenience stores to purchase cigarettes while they waited out in the car.
What, kids could buy the
Usually
cigarettes?
the clerk would just look out.
Yes. Back in the day, I remember my mom just writing a note, and I'd ride my bike down to the store to play Pac-Man because they had a Pac-Man machine, and give the note to the checker and money, and I'd get a pack of Terrytones from my mom and take them back up to her when I got home.
And get a nod from the parent, which would signal that it was okay to buy the cigarettes.
What?
If the parents were not around, then the kid probably needed a note from the parents saying that it was okay to buy the cigarettes.
A note, bro. A note. You could just write the note yourself.
These notes were never all that official, and it
Please let my daughter Stacy purchase a pack of, I'm guessing that says cigarettes. Bro, what?
might be written on a notepad, scratch of paper, or the back of a receipt. Dear clerk, please sell Rhett a carton of cigarettes. Thanks, Mom. Can
Never
you
bought a
believe
carton.
that actually worked? There's no
It did.
chance that kids could ever do that today.
Yeah, no way.
Car safety was something else that most people didn't take too seriously.
Okay.
In the US, it became mandatory that every car manufactured after 1968 had to have seatbelts installed in them.
But did they have
But
Seabos?
wearing them was more of a recommendation rather than a requirement until the mid-1980s.
Oh, this is
I never started wearing a seatbelt until after I graduated from high school in 1989. People did start wearing seatbelts in the late 80s, but it was slowly going on. It was slowly up and coming, then it eventually became law. But yeah, I wear my seatbelt all the time now, but when I was younger, never did.
mad, bro. This is mad. Gen X, what the hell? Yo. Like, bro, we're just past halfway. I'm watching this. I'm thinking, like, how on earth are we, like, terrified to do things when we was kids, or like the kids now, where you lot survived doing this? Like, what?
Until then, we stood up on the front seat so that we could see up over the dash, and our dad's arm was our seatbelt and the airbag. Another
True.
thing that we would do is lay up on the back dash and pick our
Oh, yeah.
noses as we looked at the
Definitely.
cop car behind us.
What?
We thought it was super fun when Dad had to slam on the brakes and we came
Oh, yeah.
flying out of that back window and slammed into the back of the front seat.
So true.
Back then, we had to learn how to take a fall, and the crazy thing about it is we couldn't wait to get back up there and try it again.
What? Yo, I can imagine being a kid. That would be super fun. But this is crazy, bro.
Pickup trucks were not as common as what you see today.
Okay.
People that had boats would haul them with regular cars, even Cadillacs. And when Dad needed lumber, it was going on the roof of the car so that it could come home.
Right.
He would tie it down a little, but it was still our job to help hold the lumber down as it was stacked on the roof.
How?
So there we were, standing up on the seat,
Like this.
halfway out the window, clinging to the lumber on top, while Dad had his hand on our waistband to keep us from falling out. Somehow his other hand was busy holding down the lumber on his side, which is pretty incredible to think about.
How's he driving?
At the same time, he was also steering the car,
His
shifting
knee.
gears, and smoking a cigarette.
Bro, wait, you're telling me in Gen X the parents had like 8 arms? What? What is
It's a
going
little
on,
embellished.
It's no wonder that we thought he could do anything.
man? How?
Remember some of the other activities we did? We all had toys that are considered dangerous now, but back then it was completely normal.
Yeah, so many toys have
Lawn
been
darts
banned.
was one of those toys.
Wait, what?
Back then it was completely normal. Lawn darts was one of those toys. That weighted sharp point.
He's never heard of lawn darts, I'm assuming? I totally remember that. Never got hit by him, but came close. But we were pretty conscientious. But I mean, look at his face.
Point could penetrate anything if you didn't get the heck out of the way.
Huh?
Clackers, click-clacks, or knockers had the possibility of shattering and sending shards of plastic flying through the air like shrapnel.
What?
Yet somehow, some of these clackers survived. In fact, here is my pair from the 70s.
No way.
Back then, we learned how to entertain ourselves with the simplest of things.
What did that?
Remember making
True.
long chains from soda and beer can pull tabs?
Yes, I do remember that.
According to what they say today, we could have been badly cut at any moment, yet most of us had minor cuts, if any. But
Yo, was you guys just built different in Gen X? Like, did you have like thicker skin? Like, bro, this is mad.
one dangerous activity that we all did was kite fighting. Remember this one?
What's kite fighting?
You would fasten razor blades to the side of your kite and then swoop it down so that you could cut the string of your friend's kite.
That sounds
If
sick.
you were
Never did that.
successful, then that kite would keep flying forever. But if your kite took a nosedive to the ground, then you better be quick and get out of the way of those razor blades. BB guns were another item that was quite common.
Okay, yeah, I had a few BB guns. I haven't done much of this, bro. This video has gone crazy, right? But BB guns, I had BB guns.
Kids could go all over town with one on the front of their handlebars, and the BB wars would certainly get intense. Back then, we definitely did not have safety at the top of our list when those broke out.
I remember getting hit by a BB
Yo,
in
I
my leg,
remember,
luckily.
bro, I had like a BB gun fight on the street. I was only a kid. I was only young. And we had a BB gun fight. And I went to shoot my friend, and I accidentally shot like a girl walking by, another kid, right? She was like far away, but the bullet hit her, and she ran off crying. And then, like, I'm only small. Her big, like, 6'5" dad came round the corner, came up to me, snapped my gun. Yo, I was so scared, bro. I was so scared.
Firecrackers were certainly a lot more accessible
yeah.
than they are today. It seemed
Still
like
love
you could
it.
pop them off in every city, and it was perfectly legal. Did
This
you
is
ever set
mad.
off some fireworks and then place them into your Tonka truck and roll it into the driveway where some neighborhood girls were playing jacks so that you could get their attention?
I miss
What?
girls all the time
well,
like
I
that.
guess that was just me then.
What?
Speaking of jacks, they were definitely something painful to step
I do
on if
remember
you were
this.
barefoot. Any parent today that complains about a Lego being stepped on has probably never really stepped on a jacks.
What?
These
true.
things would completely hide in the shag carpet, and they were like little soldiers that were waiting to
Shag
ambush
carpet.
you.
This is mad.
With all that time
Oh,
that you
man.
spent on the bicycle, then I'm sure that you probably came in contact with at least one of
Oh, yeah. Had plenty of shin scrapes for that.
these.
Okay, yeah, I've had this before. The metal pedal things, and like sometimes it would just flick straight into your ankle. Oh,
One slip of the foot and this pedal could travel up your leg like a vegetable peeler. Kids today know nothing about that level of pain. Here is something else that could be really painful. These chairs were really comfortable to lay in, but when you got up, you had lines going all across your skin.
How comes?
But that wasn't the worst part.
Just because of the stripes?
They were
Yeah, because it was rubbery and it would sort of dig into your skin a little bit. And then the chair they're showing right now, I remember actually sleeping on those when I was a kid. We'd go camping or whatever, and just lay them out and put your sleeping bag on it.
were not the easiest to adjust. You had to bend them all the way in so that you could adjust them further out.
Huh?
One wrong move and the hinges of these torture devices could snap down on you like a bear trap and take off a chunk of skin.
Oh!
Are these chairs even sold today?
Oh, what?
I don't think they are.
Despite all the dangers that were lurking all around us, it really was a special time to grow up in.
I can
People
imagine.
were friendly and neighbors were someone that you could count on. Some of the dangers that we see today.
All right, thanks, guys. It was fun. It was fun for me to actually. It brought me back to my childhood, and also to see his reaction from. I mean, somebody who's like, 20 some odd years younger than me, and yeah, it was definitely great, and it's nice to see that their interpretation of how we grew up. So anyway, thanks, guys. Take care. That was awesome.